Yo, welcome to Hard Pass. I am your host, Jacques Slade, and today on the show, we've got Kyrie Irving revolutionizing sneaker numerology, the week's hottest releases, and this week's Hard Pass. All right, I think we should start with some hot takes. We're recording this before the weekend, so we have no idea how long Serena Williams' version of The Last Dance at the US Open is going to play out. But what we do know is that she got some really cool gifts from Nike. The GOAT received a handful of exclusive Air Force Ones that pay homage to some of her iconic outfits, like her denim look at the US Open and her Virgil Abloh designed off-white gear. Yeah, something tells me Nike won't be sending me Air Force Ones that resemble my iconic outfit when I unbox the Hyper Adapts. Hey, remember unboxings? Yeah. Anyway, rumors are circulating that the Nike Kobe 6 Prelude could be making a comeback. Now, if Nike's gonna do that, they might as well bring back the entire Prelude collection, which is turning 10 years old in 2023. And man, that sentence just makes you feel old. Sure, the odds of me scoring a pair is going to be the same as they were in 2013, 0, but it should bring down the value of the original sneakers. If you're wondering, I'm not going by any real information or informed analysis. I'm just projecting my hopes and dreams for the Protro Preludes. Because we all know that if this Protro follows the trend of recent Kobe releases, it's going to be a mess. Takashi Murakami gets a Nike Air Force One collab, but there's something wrong with this post. Like, there's 3 letters too many. Let me fix that. Okay, that's much better. A hard pass to needing to have those letters to get the actual shoe. It's been heavily rumored that Michael Jordan's Air Jordan 3 Wizards player exclusive could finally get a release to coincide with the return of the Wizards blue and bronze jerseys and our recent segment on the show where we called out Jordan for not giving us a retro of his jersey. If this is some sort of make good, we'll take it. Thanks, Mike. I don't really wear jerseys anyway. Nike and professional line tracer John Geiger have resolved their gimmick infringement lawsuit. Last year, Nike sued Geiger for his GF01 sneaker that they claimed infringed on the trade dress of the Air Force One. Geiger would countersue, claiming that people aren't dumb enough to mistake a GF01 for an Air Force One. On one hand, Nike was right to pursue this lawsuit because, well, look at the two side by side. On the other, Geiger was right to countersue because there's a non-zero chance someone got duped into thinking GF01s are a Nike and a Geiger collab. Anyway, Nike will now continue to raise the prices on Uptowns while Geiger plots his next move. Free idea, John. Pre-distressed, dirty white GF01s. Now all those kids who have no respect for pristine Nike Air Force Ones no longer feel the wrath of sneaker Twitter. It's a win-win. Yesterday's Nike Dunk price is not today's Nike Dunk price, as reports are circulating that we are in for another increase soon. It's the sign of our economic realities, kids, so get ready to pay more for pandas and, well, more pandas. Meanwhile, Sony has increased the price of the PlayStation 5 everywhere but the US because they don't want to deal with the wrath of their fanboys. Maybe there's a lesson in that decision that sneakerheads can learn from gamers. A sneaker collab that should be getting more attention is the Clot Jordan Delta 2. Inspired by the Air Jordan 13 Flint, Edison Chen's latest should be garnering praise for taking a chance on a Jordan sneaker that isn't a retro. But instead, it's getting trash emojis, and that response deserves a trash emoji. Look, if we are ever going to get out of the vicious cycle of heat checking every pair of Jordan 1s and Dunks that come out, we have to try new things, people. If your mindset is, well, it's a Team Jordan, so it's trash, first of all, it's not a Team Jordan. Second of all, who cares if it is or it isn't? Is it a dope sneaker? Yeah? Are the Union Jordan Deltas low-key better than the 4s and reselling for way cheaper? I might not necessarily agree with that statement, but Co-Writer does, and that's cool. Try different things, wear different things. Don't come out here saying you wear what you like or you're above the hype when your bravest sneaker statement are Viotech Dunks. Wear Terrascape Air Max 90s for crying out loud. I'm really not asking you for much. Also, we're recording this prior to WWE's big UK pay-per-view clash at the Castle, so by the time you watch this, Roman Reigns will either be a former undisputed Universal Champion, a former WWE World Champion because he splits the titles with Drew McIntyre, or still the undisputed Universal Champion for 730 plus days, a little over 2 years. Whether you like the way the Tribal Chief has been booked or not since returning at SummerSlam 2020, Reigns has upgraded his character significantly in that time, going from try-hard good guy to dirtbag mob boss. But man, Whoever at Jordan Brand is sending him his care packages, for the love of Becky Lynch, stop sending him mids and GRs. He only shows up once every few weeks nowadays. He needs to be rocking the most obnoxious hypebeast J's around. It fits his character. GR bred mids? What? I'm on your airship serial number 23? Oh, hell yeah. Like, acknowledge his sneaker heel persona and say that while all these wrestlers in WWE and AEW are buying their expensive kicks like they're Gary Payton, he gets his for free like MJ. So Kyrie Irving is calling the upcoming Nike Kyrie 9 the Kyrie 8. Wait, what? If you're not up to speed on everything, Kai, I don't blame you. In fact, I actually envy you. Last year, Irving expressed displeasure with the Kyrie 8, calling it trash and claiming that Nike is releasing it without his input or blessing. Basically, he was Ye a year before Ye. Now that I think about it, I wouldn't be surprised if Ye saw the entire Kyrie 8 saga and thought to himself that he could top that. Well, he did, and now his stans want him to become Adidas CEO. Mission accomplished, Ye. It's like Kyrie got food delivered and tweeted that he didn't get the right meal. Ye got the wrong meal, and now he wants to burn down DoorDash. Anyways, Irving opted to wear several Kyrie branded shoes, new and old, throughout the 21-22 NBA season. He's been known to do that in the past years, but he also defaulted to the current signature shoe most of the time. That wasn't the case this season, and as a result, the Kyrie 8 was rebranded as the Kyrie Infinity, erasing the shoe from Kyrie's signature canon. Whether the plan all along was for the 8 to have an alternate name like Infinity is unclear, but it should be noted that in Kyrie's initial comment about the botched sneaker, he called it the hashtag Kyrie 8. After the initial confusion and controversy, we didn't really hear too much about the Infinity. I mean, Sue Bird has done way more to elevate that shoe than Irving ever did. But as we approach a new NBA season, Kai has been pictured hooping in the new Kyrie 9, except it's not called the Kyrie 9, it's the Kyrie 8. In other words, the Kyrie Infinity is like the Super Mario Sunshine of sneakers. He's just pretending that it didn't happen. But what if we applied Kyrie logic to another signature line? LeBron James famously didn't wear the Nike LeBron 11 a lot because it wasn't fitting his feet right. If LeBron was in the same headspace as Kyrie, he would have trashed the 11 in public and called the LeBron 12 the real LeBron 11. So if we were to renumber signature shoe lines, how would that look like? LeBron. The Zoom generation would still be the LeBron 1, the LeBron 2 would stay the LeBron 2, and we would cut the LeBron 3 and give that distinction to the LeBron 4. The LeBron 4 would be what we know now as the LeBron 7, and the LeBron 5 would be the LeBron 8. I think that all makes sense. So I should probably write all of this down. It sounded better when we plotted it out. Now, KD. The KD4 would be the KD1, and I think that's it. I'm kidding, of course. KD had dope kicks after the 4, right? Right? Yeah. Penny. We would have Penny hijack the phone posit and call them the real Air Penny 4. Kobe. They're all perfect. Adidas, Nike, whatever. Mamba forever, bitches. And Allen Iverson. So question, answer 1, answer 2, answer 3, answer 4, answer 5. All bangers. But then it does get kind of hazy after that, honestly. Not sure. Who else? Steph. With our system, the purple Curry 4 Flotro Steph wore to light up Boston in the finals would be the Curry 2 Flotro. Mercifully, I think we'd have to get rid of the Chef Currys. Those wouldn't count anymore. Giannis. Honestly, Greek Freak should claim the black Air Force Ones as the Zoom Freak 2s. I think that makes a lot of sense. Anyway, let's move on to the Heat Check, where we bring you everything that's dropping this week. We have the Adidas Ultra Boost DNA 22 on the 6th for $200 each. We have the Jordan Zion 2 multicolor on the 7th for $120. The Titan Nike LeBron 19 Low Beyond the Seas on the 8th. The women's Nike Dunk Low Medium Olive on the 9th for $110. The Air Jordan 3 Fire Red on the 10th for $210. The women's Air Jordan 5 Low Expression on the same day for $180. And then our pick of the week is the Jordan System 23 Sail and Cement Gray. These are on the 7th for $110. Look, embrace your comfy side, people. Call them Crocs, Jordan foam runners, whatever you want to call them. Despite the obnoxious pricing for clogs, this is the beginning of a new direction for Jordan Brand, and I'm all for it. We are all too old to be wearing retros that feel like bricks. We need to accept the warm, inviting fit of the System 23. And now for a heat check on the almost all-black Travis Scott Air Jordan 1 Low. Let's keep it short. I can tell you how I feel about these in one word. No. 2 words? Hell no. The contrast stitching might have sounded like a good idea in concept, but in execution, it just looks cheap and trashy. They look like wear test models that signature athletes wear before the design is finalized, and that's not meant as a compliment. An all-black version of these that play off the all-black Air Force One meme could have been a brilliant move that shows a ton of self-awareness. As it stands, it's a sneaker that will sell out because of the Travis affiliation, and honestly, that's it. Anyway, all right, it's time for this week's Hard Pass. We'll take a look at something in the culture that just needs to go, like not knowing when to stop. Take Cam Smith and Harold Varner III. Both men recently joined the Saudi and Greg Norman-backed LIV Golf Tour. Man, could you imagine a more loathsome entity to be the figurehead of your fancy pants exhibition golf tour? And then there's the whole thing with the Saudis? Anyways, Smith is a huge get for LIV. He's the reigning British Open champ, the #2 ranked player in the world, and a 6-time winner on the PGA Tour. Varner won a Saudi event on the Asian Tour a few months back and was the lone Jordan Brand athlete on tour. Reportedly, Michael Jordan told Varner not to take the LIV deal, so you know whose side MJ's on. Regardless, both men are LIV bound and both acknowledge that the bag that they received was the reason they made the jump. And that's fine. Varner knew that doing this after saying he was staying on the tour was a complete 180, but it's a business decision and one that could do wonders for his foundation. That, and now he can just afford to buy any pair of Jordans he wants if MJ drops him. He understood the anger PGA fans will have towards him, but hopes that in time he'll be able to rebuild that relationship. Well, there you go. That's a good answer, and I respect the candor and the honesty. Smith, however, had to keep going. After admitting it was about the bag, he breaks out with one of the old reliable answers so he can stay closer to his friends and family. Damn it, Cam. You were so close to getting this right. Yes, it is true that playing on the US PGA Tour can take a mental toll on someone who resides in Australia. Cam probably did miss a lot of life moments because he was out here grinding to be the best. But by saying that part out loud, what he's also saying is that if LIV Golf only gave him a bag that was less than or only matched what he's earned on the PGA Tour, he would still make the jump. Bans on the majors be damned. And I call BS. Just say the reported $100 million was freaking huge and be done with it. And now he's complaining that there might come a time when he won't be eligible to play the majors because LIV doesn't get you world golf ranking points. Well, no kidding, Cam. You shouldn't get points for playing exhibition golf, which is what LIV is. Just like PGA guys shouldn't get points for doing those holy moly style arena events that Tiger and Rory are hosting in 2024. Anyway, this week's other hard pass is about not asking questions, but it's also about Fairfax and Melrose, the center of hypebeast culture on the West Coast. For those who want to flex, this is the place to be. For those who want to flex to their normie friends in the 909, they come here to line up at the Supreme store for whatever bullshit drop that they've got. For those who want to find the greatest concentration of Panda Dunks at resale prices west of the Mississippi, Melrose is where it's at. Anyways, as many of you know, after a handful of delays, the Nike Air Max Penny 1 Home finally dropped on the Sneakers app. But as many of you also know, the Nike Max Air Penny 1 Home dropped the week prior at just about every other retailer because they already had their allotment and weren't necessarily beholden to Nike's release schedule. So for a lot of nostalgia-driven sneakerheads who remember the old days of actually just walking up to a brick and mortar store, they were rewarded for their old school ways. In 2022, where nothing's easy, this was an easy pickup. A little surprising considering the hype surrounding its release, but I guess anybody under the age of 30 didn't care because as of this recording, the only pairs I can find online are in the smaller sizes. And that's fine by every old head that I spoke to. There's a little disappointment that the air bubble doesn't exactly live up to the Air Max name and the blue jeweled swoosh might be a little off compared to the OG, but it's a small price to pay to finally be able to re-up after waiting since 1995. So, Co-Writer figured if he was going to find a pair of the Nike Air Penny 1s without having to win a sneakers draw, it was going to be somewhere in LA. So he made the drive on Friday morning, and the first thing he noticed were the lines at Supreme, at Bape, and at Undefeated on La Brea. He tried his luck at Undefeated first, and when he asked what the line was for, he was told it was for an Asics release. Figuring there was no point in waiting for the line to die down, he drove back to Bape. When he got there, he actually noticed that the line he saw earlier was gone. When he went inside the store, he saw his grail. There it was, the Penny 1 Home in all its glory, just waiting to be bought. But because this is a Co-Writer story and the sneaker guys probably think he's an asshole, the biggest size they had was a 10.5. He's an 11. He bought them anyway, found another pair at Kith later that day, and also bought a third pair online. 3 down, 7 to go. Curious as to why there was a line no more than half an hour ago, Co-Writer asked what that was all about. And to his surprise, the guy at the register said, nothing. It was a line for nothing. Wait, What? So people just lined up outside Bait for no reason? Why? It was a line of between 20 to 30 people. Couldn't one of them have asked what they were lining up for? Apparently not. And not surprisingly, the line pretty much died the moment Bait opened their doors. Why would a group of people just line up and not know what they were lining up for? That doesn't register to me. It doesn't make sense. Was it just lining up for the sake of lining up in the hopes that Bait might surprise drop something super rare that they could resell? Friend of the program, Air Magnos, posits that it might be out-of-towners who just wanted to be a part of something and didn't want to deal with the Supreme line. Between co-writer and myself, we just couldn't make sense of it. We understood that Bait or any other stores weren't going to say anything because some of those people in line might still up actually buying something. Sure, we've been talking mess about the kids who line up at Supreme, but everybody knows the deal there. It's about the come up. But why line up when there's nothing? I don't understand. Maybe you guys can. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Anyway, that's going to do it for the show. Thank you guys for watching Hard Pass. I am Jacques Slade. I'll see you next week, but not before we leave you with a listener Hard Pass.
Hey, Josh, this is Nas. This is my Hard Pass. I'm just wondering why the big-time collaborators like Travis Scott and all these big brand rappers and names never make their shoes in the big sizes. Like for me, I'm a size 18, and I can never find like the hard Travis Scott things and everything like that. But all the exclusive people like NBA players and things like that can get them. Why they don't make it for all of us in the big market.
If you'd like to possibly be featured in a future episode, call us at 818-493-9325. Leave a short message, your social media if you want, no more than 30 seconds. All right, I'll see you next week. Peace.